As we all know in science, we leverage centuries of trial and error data and experience to guide our advancements. It's like you talk about like the vaccine coming out. It's not like they just built that in a vacuum. They were leveraging data from years and years of previous vaccines to guide them. Yet, when it comes to content, for some reason, people discard millions of data points and results just so that they can be original. And the question is why?
One of the things that to me was very important, and that tells a lot about your methodology, and that's something that I always found so fascinating, because as you said in the beginning, if you don't systematize it, it's not fun, right? And
for me,
it was exactly about
that's our process.
Yeah, and that's just about like looking exactly the content from a scientific point of view on one side and from an artistic point of view, let's say. And one of the examples that you mentioned is the 30% view ratio. That's very important. And as an example, like sometimes you might have the beginning of your video that's not that good, so your view ratio wouldn't work. So what would you do as an example in a case in which your view ratio is 15%? So you clearly know that that video wouldn't work out well. Like, what would be the process to bring it up to 30%?
Yeah, I think what I want to do is just actually share our content creation process,
Wow,
because
that would be amazing.
I think that will kind of really help. So as I showed earlier, we have 3 sections that we focus on. Viral content engineering, that's really focused on capturing that initial attention and also plays into retention building. And then we have communication algorithm to kind of hold that attention and communicate effectively, and then the business innovation and ideation models to monetize it. But this is really the viral content engineering section. So this is really interesting in that, as we all know in science, we leverage centuries of trial and error data and experience to guide our advancements. It's like you talk about like the vaccine coming out. It's not like they just built that in a vacuum. They were leveraging data from years and years of previous vaccines to guide them. Yet, when it comes to content, for some reason, people discard millions of data points and results just so that they can be original. And the question is why? So this is the common sense model. This is what most people, most companies are using to create their content. So they're starting with their brand guidelines, so what their brand represents, and then they go to creative ideation. And then they go to monthly and quarterly content plans. Then they go into production and posting. Then they review the results on a monthly or quarterly basis, and then go back to creative ideation. So we find that this model is failing 99% of the people out there that are trying to break through on social media. Now, why is it? Well, first, this model minimizes the impact of data on creative. The model doesn't nurture opportunistic and an agile creative output so that you can take advantage of what's working now in the algorithms. And the model is completely reactive. There's really no process in place for accountability, iteration, and growth based on very granular results. And this model really makes success completely dependent on luck. So this is where people say viral is just luck. There's no engineering in it. They're using this type of model. So that's the process that most people are using. So I'm going to go to our model, the predictive viral content model, where we're merging creative with scientific methodology. So the first place that we're starting is research. We're always researching. So what we're doing is we're looking for high performers, we're looking for low performers. So typically what we always do with clients, and we do it internally, is we set a gold, silver, and bronze tier. And we start creating researching content creators that fall into that. So the gold standard is the people going viral. They're generating millions of views, scaling. Then we have the silver tier, which they're kind of in that middle tier, maybe, and they're in the hundreds of thousands of views. And then the bronze tier are like the real low performers, the underperformers. So we do this research not just in our competitive industry, but we extend our research beyond it. Because oftentimes we're working with clients and there's nobody that's really doing well in that specific industry. So we have to extend that research out. But we use that research to then go and analyze it to start building our hypotheses about, okay, what's working, what's not working. And even sometimes we'll look at content creators that go super viral and we'll even dissect it even further to see, well, what are their highest performers and the lowest performers and dive in. So we're using the creative that we find in this research and starting to do data-driven analysis around that. And then we move to highly informed creative ideation around this data-driven approach. So we're taking the research, we're taking the data and analysis, and now we're going to the ideation phase. So what is the content we're going to create? Is it an image? Is it a video? What's the story? How is it going to stop the scroll? How is it going to hold it on the retention graph? And then we go to a single iteration production planning. So this is really important. We're not creating a slate of campaigns or slate of content. We're focusing on every single piece of content individually and doing it one by one, so that when we get to the review the results, is we can definitively tell whether our hypothesis held true or not. What worked? What didn't work? So did the view to ratio work? Did it not? Did it fall flat? Did we fail in those first 3 seconds? Or maybe we did awesome on the first 3 seconds, but then the story was not good. And then we go back after we review the results to going back into that research mode. So why this model works? Well, as I stressed, it's based on research. It's built on what works for audiences rather than a creator's affinities. We're not going into saying, oh, I like this because it's pretty, or I like this because of the tone or the color, or I like this because it matches my brand mission. It's all based on the research and what's working. And it provides the clear and data-backed competitive analysis and pattern recognition requiring for content breakthroughs. If you're not studying the patterns of what's working and what's not working, you'll never be able to break through. And then we're using data-informed ideation to avoid this common conversation that we hear all the time. So we have a room full of people with great ideas, but nothing is going viral. So this exponentially increases the quality of the ideation process, leading to equally increased efficiency of production efforts and results, because we're focusing on this single piece of content, not, hey, let's plan out 10 pieces of content, produce those 10 pieces of content, and then find out that none of it works. Because then you have to start over and you lose months, if not longer than that. And it's really extremely efficient in terms of allowing you to learn, and it doesn't waste any success, and more importantly, no wasted failures, because again, we're going after the single iteration process. We're creating one piece of content at a time. And one of the big things is it really puts emphasis on learning and results over the quantity of creative output. So that's a big mistake that we see people make, is that they are focusing on quantity of content instead of quality.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you truly enjoyed it. I'm Alessio Pieroni and I'm the founder of Scale for Impact and obviously of Scale with Alessio. In this channel you can find some of the most amazing marketing content, the content that will help your online education business to go to the next level. And if you want to see other videos like this one, please subscribe to this channel. It means really the world for us. And please also comment below and tell us how you found this video. It's truly important. If on the other side you want to go to the next level and you actually want to make sure that you can watch the entire talks from the Scale series, you want to see over 50 speakers, people that have been changing the entire marketing landscape, and see exactly how these can take your business to the next level, please subscribe to the Scale series. For just $99, you're gonna get the chance to see some of the most amazing speakers, and on top of that, get a lot of other bonuses. You're gonna have 3 amazing books completely for free inside that, tens of hours of other marketing training, all of it for just $99. Literally, that's just $2 per talk. And we're not talking about random speakers. We're talking about people like Jay Abraham, people like Alex Cattoni, Vishen Lakhiani, Jeff Walker, Perry Marshall, Rich Sheffrin, Molly Pittman, Murray Smith, incredible people that changed the entire marketing landscape right now at your fingertip for just $2 each. So don't wait anymore, it's time for you to get the Scale series. See you there and upgrade your marketing knowledge.